We'll start with the new story button, and we'll first give the story a title. We can click the speech to text button and we can speak our synopsis of our story. We can indicate how many chapters to write, and then we just go ahead and click the create story button. The AI will create the files and the various parts of the story. This part can take a couple of minutes, so there's a lot going on here. And now it's created the first 3 chapters as well as the first paragraph of each chapter. You notice that we have a drop down for styles, and this is important because it'll keep the large language model according to our style. Timelines are important because certain facts and attributes can be set to a specific timeline, so that if you have a flashback and a person is, say, 5 years old in their flashback, then all the facts will be on that timeline so that the large language model will keep things consistent. We also have locations, and for this location I will select it for a certain timeline so that any attributes for that location will be on that specific timeline. It identified our characters, and the characters have various attribute types. So here I'm putting in a goal for one of the characters that he wants to own his own coffee shop, and I'll put that on a certain timeline. Each paragraph in the story is on a specific timeline. And now we'll look at the chapters that were created. So 3 chapters were created: Chapter 1, Chapter 2, and Chapter 3. The synopsis was created based upon our synopsis, our general synopsis, and the first paragraph of each chapter was created. Now we'll add a few more things to the synopsis of this chapter to help keep the large language model on track. We'll collapse this so that we have a little bit more room, and we will start the next paragraph. We see that for this paragraph the characters are already defined. However, for the timeline we're going to select that Jamaican timeline, and we're now going to click the AI button. When we click this button, we have the option to use the speech to text, and we can describe what we want the paragraph to be about and how many words, and the large language model will generate the next paragraph. Of course, it will be based upon a continuation of the paragraph before it, as well as the synopsis for the chapter. If we like what we see, we go ahead and click save. However, if we want to make some changes to it, we simply click on the chapter, the paragraph, to put it in edit mode, and we can then just describe the changes. In this case, we want to have a new character named Tim with a scratchy voice. We want to say that this should now be 300 words rather than the 200 words that it was before. And we now see that the changes were made. The new character was introduced the way we wanted him to be, and we can go ahead and click save. However, we now realize we have a new character that needs to be added to the database. So we can go ahead, click on the paragraph again, and we can select auto detect attributes. At this point, the AI will analyze the paragraph and see that there is a new character, and we can say that we want this character to be added to the database. We can also see other attributes that we can be added for that character, as well as attributes for existing characters. We select the attributes that we want to add to the database, and they're just added. So if we go over to characters, we see that the new character Tim was added, as well as the attributes. When we're ready to send our story out to our friends and family, we click Save Word Document. We go ahead and give it a name, and we now will have a Microsoft Word file created.